What is the scariest, unexplainable thing that has happened to you? Right here at work a few nights ago during night shift. I was typing up an email to a customer and saw something out of the corner of my eye. I ignored it for a moment and kept working. Then it sunk in. It was a F-king person just staring at me through the window. As I turned my head, they slowly walked out of my view towards the parking lot. So I hauled ass outside to confront them and they were gone. Not a soul in sight for miles. I couldn't shake the feeling I was being watched the rest of the night. When I was a kid, I liked to climb on the sofas, kitchen counters, etc. and imagine I was on some sort of adventure. One day I decided to climb the washer and dryer. As I reached on top of the dryer, my foot slipped and I started to fall backwards. Then I felt a F-king hand push me up right on top of the dryer. I instantly turned around, expected my angry Asian dad banning me from climbing on ht, but no one was there. Now if I would have fallen backwards, I would have smacked my adventurous head on the edge of the granite counter. I couldn't believe what happened. So smart me decided to pretend to fall to see if it would happen again. The thing that helped me didn't fall for it. Wasn't a ghost. It was Spider-Man. You only get one. I can only imagine your guardian angel standing there laughing and facepalming his head off at your second reaction. This one time, I decided to look out the window when it was already getting dark. See about 20 dogs of different sizes staring back at me. Like I had just interrupted some kind of meeting. Shut curtain. For a second. Trying to understand what I saw. Look again. All of them are gone. This happened in 2006 in upstate New York. My friends and I were taking a camping trip upstate. We are from the city. And we arrived at the location at nighttime. So it was very dark. Everyone got off of the buses and we were all standing around outside of the cabins waiting to eat. I saw one of the chaperones, Bert, standing near some trees a few yards from the cabin. Bert is a tall, broad-shouldered guy. And he was wearing a black pea coat. I was with everyone else when I turned my head and I saw him. And he was gesturing for me to come closer. I started running toward him. He continued to gesture and encourage me to come closer to him. My brother, who was with the group, shouted behind me, F-king super. I turned around to see him and was about to tell him that I was going to Bert. But when I turned back around, he wasn't there. No one was there. He had vanished. I looked back at my brother and the rest of the group and saw Bert with the other adults. Clearly it was Ernie. 8 years old, come home from school, yell up the stairs, I'm home. Mom yells down, hi honey. How was your day? Good. Commence watching telly in the living room. 10 minutes later. Mom comes home with the groceries. To this day the I heard it too creepypasta freaks me the FCK out. And I have the idea that I've got many anymore. But I can't put my finger on them. I vaguely recall that I was flabbergasted at something that I dreamed in detail a week before. Stuff like that. It's easier to rationalize and forget things like this than to remember them. It sure helps if you want to sleep at night. Yeah. That one is creepy at FCK. The telling I prefer. Though. I get home from school, drop my books off upstairs in my room. Yell mom. I'm home. Mom yells hey. Honey. I'm in the kitchen. Dinner's ready. I run downstairs. Before I get to the kitchen, I'm pulled into the closet by mom. Mom whispers shhhh. I heard it too. I lived on a farm in Washington for a while when I was a kid. One summer my friend and I noticed a new trail in the sticker bushes by the old barn. This was a huge thick patch went back into the field maybe 100 yards. The trail wasn't there the day before. We decided to follow the trail. It was wide enough where we wouldn't have to worry getting stuck by them at all. So we followed the trail. It was really perfect. We kept wondering what kind of animal made it. Then we come to a circle in the patch about 12 feet in diameter. On every sticker on the wall of the circle was a bee stabbed through the back with its head facing up, all uniform. On the ground the bushes weren't compressed or cut, they were just not there. I wanted to investigate. My friend just ran home. It wasn't scary to me, just weird. My friend was terrified though. Still trying to figure out how the trail was made so fast and why, or how the bees ended up skewered on the bushes, but only in that circle. My phone is creepy at FCK. At times. It just calls people or sends weird messages. And that's alright. Might be pocket dealing. But at times, shit gets weird. I find my phone background changed to some creepy text image that isn't in my photo gallery nor comes from an accidental webpage opening. I find some weird notes in French in my notepad speaking about police. I had legal issues in the past. Or it downloaded from the net some creepy music out of nowhere. The creepiest of them all happened yesterday. Was going to some friends of mine. One apparently texted me, "Where are you?" Full stop. As I pulled the phone from my pocket cause I heard a vibration of the incoming text. The reply was already written and ready to send within seconds since I received the message. It said, "I'm on my way." Full stop. No similar pre-written model was in the phone. It was amazingly true. As I was really on my way. So I just pressed the send button and put the phone in my pocket again. Gives me the chills. I want my old phone back. It's simple. You have split personality disorder with a creepy French alter ego. My grandfather was a railway engineer his whole life, and we used to play with toy trains all the time when I was young. A week after he died, my favorite train toy came on in the middle of the night. Turned off. No effect, it continues. Took out batteries. Still going. My dad literally takes it outside and beats it with a bat. I was young at the time. Still runs. He ends up throwing it into the woods and it runs almost until morning. My friend's dad was pretty fking crazy. At one point when he still lived with my friend Kim. He moved up into the attic and spent most of his time up there. She showed me the space once. There were Bible verses written on all of the floorboards and boxes of random dusty shit everywhere. I was creeped out in general. Apparently one time her and her sister were up there playing with their American Girl dolls. And not a word was said between them. There were no sounds, but they both saw 3 red X's being drawn in front of them. They both calmly stood up and left the attic. Neither one of them speak to each other about it. But they both saw it and confirmed the day it happened. Again. This is my friend's story. But when she told me at a sleepover I almost shit myself. 3 X's? Like the ones I used to search for PRN to download? Why do I read this shit 2 AM when I'm home alone? I really should know better. Well, it's probably not paranormal. But still scary and unexplainable. 2 years ago I was riding a bike coming back from work and suddenly a huge storm commenced. It was a really minor road. No cars around. Forests as far as I see. Then, out of nowhere, kaboom. I'm on the roadside. All soaked. My phone doesn't work. The bike is few meters away. And obviously I have no memory of the last few minutes. No signs of any injury or damage. I'm not sure if I was struck by lightning. It was so humid that it immediately got discharged. Or if it hit the ground somewhere near me. Or maybe some car struck me. Or maybe it was an alien abduction. Why not? I managed to pick myself up and ride home on my own. Tried not to think about what happened and focus on getting to safety as fast as it was possible. This just happened. Sometimes to clear my head when I hit a problem while coding, I like to get a bit of exercise in. I started doing push-ups in the room I work in. About midway through a set the lights flickered out. Then came back on. I lifted my head. Normally I do push-ups head down. I could see the bottom of the doorway through the gap of the desk at the front of the room. I could see someone's legs. I assumed someone else had come in. Went to get up and the lights flickered off and on again and the doorway was clear. Walked around. Everything was locked closed. There was no one here. Creepy stuff, but it's not the first time something weird has happened here. I generally ignore it nowadays. What's really freaky is that a Redditor exercises on purpose. Why am I here? This thread scares me. I can't explain it. A fly was bugging me while I was getting ready to take a shower. I left to get a swatter and returned to find it dying on the floor. Thrilling, I know, but the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Ghosts murdered it and now the ghost of the fly will forever haunt your house. Buzzing. A fly was bugging me. You clever little rascal you.